All right, we've been working on this guy a little bit. We did the 52 layers billet. We got it welded good. Split it in half lengthwise. Welded it back together. Gave us 104. And I'm gonna quit right there because I just seem to keep getting thinner and thinner even after adding the material, so that's where we're at. We got 104 layers there, and we're gonna grind that flat. We only got out to about 5. We're probably gonna have 5 inches total. So probably weld a tang on one end or the other so we can do a full tang, still get a full knife out of it. But that's where we're at. Started on the first side, we'll clean the other side up and figure out what kind of a shape we're gonna put on her. So, hopefully you can hear me with the mask on. Thought I'd show you how we do this. This is just a big magnet. Got it Harbor Freight for a couple bucks. Sticker on there. Got that side done already. Pretty much ready to go. Stick that turkey on there and go to town. So that is a very wore out, underpowered little bench grinder. You've seen it before doing axes and stuff. It's about ready to die. We're gonna kill it before we replace it. All right, let's take a look here. There's a couple little wigglies in there that make me nervous. This side especially. See that one right there? Dead center? Yeah. That's a little spooky. Hopefully that's just an edge where it rolled. A couple pieces rolled over each other. Not too worried about this guy because we've got a definite taper. Focus. It gets thinner on this edge. So I think by the time we've got a bevel put in there, that's gone. Same with those little guys. They'll all be part of that bevel. This side actually cleaned up really good. Those are very shallow, so let's get a pattern drawn on there and start making a knife. Okay, we're gonna do the knife shape about the same as the last one. Let me grab this here. See, this is what we patterned the last one after. And the last one, we didn't actually have enough material in here to make these bolsters. And while it won't be an integral bolster, it will be a bolster. We'll cut this out, and we need to get at least this much. We'll make a nice trim, and then we'll weld the tang to the blade. Hopefully we're good. So that is basically what we're gonna try to weld together and get a knife out of. All right, there we are. We're all welded together. I think I got pretty good penetration. Got a nice even heat trace on both sides. So more grinding, more grinding. All right, I wanted to bring you back. I think we're gonna stop just flattening this one now on this side. We got this little guy here. I think we can work that out when we work this one out, when we put the bevel on this blade. This is what the other side looks like. We'll work it down, get her flat, then we'll start putting a bevel in there. And I just gotta tell you, Let's see if we can see it. Can we see it? Probably not in this light. But there is some pattern showing up in there. I am super happy. I'll grind this other side and I'll bring you back when we decide to start cutting a bevel in there. Okay, I forgot to bring you back when we started beveling, so here's where we're at. Got that bevel started fairly well. Got that one just about to the center. And we're just starting on this one. We're getting there. I'll take you over and we'll show you the little pretend jig system I got set up here. It's kind of working. This second side is not quite perfect yet, but we'll get there. Zoom you in a little bit. So just got a block on there. When I put this behind that block lets me tip it forward by keeping this edge against the block. So and then we got this stop right here so that we can get a nice clean, what you call a plunge line. And this side is pretty even, but you look at this side, we're a little bit shallow here, a little deeper here, but I've made some adjustments and hopefully that gets us there. So this is basically what we're doing. This stops against this. You get that turkey in there, go against that stop, and then I run the edge of the belt grinder belt on this tape, which is where I want my plunge line. And then we just drag her through there. It's not perfect. You kind of you're freehanding after you get past here, because I noticed on this side, when that would drop, then of course it changed that bevel line. So, yeah, it's working. Yeah, there's probably can't see it. There's a center line scribed on that where the edge should end up. So I know when I'm evenly ground. So we'll keep going and bring you back. This is what we call normalization. We're going to bring the blade up to almost critical, to about a hardening heat. Then we're going to bring it out, just let it cool to room temperature. We're going to do that 4 times. This is the 3rd one. Get hotter. We're not worried about the tang, the handle, because if you remember, we made that out of 1018 mild steel. It isn't going to get hard no matter what we do to it, so we don't have to worry about getting it all hot. Get a good even heat. Bring her out. Just set her down, let her cool. One more time and we'll be done. We'll quench her, we'll harden it, make it into a knife. That's when it gets its soul. Just about there. Got the lights off so I can see the color better. gonna let it run now. Be a few minutes. Pull that turkey out, quench it, and we're gonna drop it on this flattening jig. Make sure it doesn't go fishy on us. Now, if we're lucky, it doesn't just blow apart from all my welds being not good. We'll see. Well, let that cool for a while. We'll come back. Okay, we got her out of the jig. We're straight. I don't see any cracks in there, but I have a suspicion that we didn't get hot enough. That wasn't nearly as big a fireworks show as we should have seen when I dropped her in the oil. So we'll take a file. Should just skate across there and not cut. I have a suspicion that it's going to cut. Yeah, we could be harder. We could definitely be harder. Do we quench again? I think we're going to have to quench it again. I want it harder than that. That cuts pretty easily, so. Well, I won't make you watch the second quench, but we're going to do it again. You know, I checked that against another knife with that file, that same file, and it it felt about the same. So we are not going to requench because this being Damascus, it just adds more chances to have stuff go bad. And we got a really good straight blade here. So we're going to just start grinding this turkey some more and get her finished up. We'll bring you back after we've done some more grinding and get everything cleaned up. All right, folks. As you can see, we got our edges in, our bevels. We got her polished, at least pretty close to polished. And I want to show you something. That right there is a delamination. It's, you can barely feel it, and it's going to get worse if I keep going. So it's our first, excuse me, it's our first Damascus knife. You can see some pattern in there. I'm going to put this video up at this point, and then I will etch, and we'll get a handle put on this turkey. We'll get her finished. Thanks for watching. Got a couple new subscribers, and we appreciate that. You guys go out and get you some. Thanks, y'all. Hey, we're back. This is muriatic acid, so we're going to be really careful. Just to remind everybody what we were looking at. There we go. Boy, that delam shows up in this. Woo! That's what we look like. Gonna dip her in there, leave her in there for 5-10 minutes. Should have practiced this part. There we go. Cool beans. I'll bring you back when it's etched. Well, that didn't work. I do this to myself all the time. You think you know what you're doing, you know all the steps, you do the last step, and it doesn't work. So you go back and you say, what did I do wrong? Do some more research. Well, I'm going to tell you what I did wrong. So you don't polish, you don't buff the steel before you etch, because apparently it closes the pores of the steel. And I'm sure some of you were out there saying, oh, you screwed up, buddy. Well, that's how I learned. So we came back in here. We took her down to 1,000 grit, and I just went right to 1,000. I didn't go below and then start back up. So if this doesn't work, we're gonna probably come in and sand it some more. Maybe start at 400 and work our way up to 1,000. So I'll go stick her back in the acid and see what happens. So there we go, folks. That's the most pattern I can get out of it, and I think it's because of the steels that I used in it. I used 2 really bright, shiny steels, so we didn't get a whole lot of contrast. This side's even less. You can barely see that pattern in there, but it's there. So cool. We're gonna call this a video. Appreciate everybody that's watching. Guess the next video will be putting a handle on this turkey. Or maybe I'll just finish it and we'll do a handle another day. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks, guys. Go out and get you some. All right, folks. So this is what we ended up with. Here's a look at the knife. Pattern turned out okay. Actually showed up a little more than I thought it would. Got aluminum bolsters. copper pins on a zebra wood handle. Look at this other side here. We got a lot more pattern in this one. And boy, you can see that D-lam now, but it is what it is. We got a knife done. Looks pretty good. We got bolsters. That's a first for us. That zebra wood turned out really nice with a little tung oil on it. So thanks for following along on this journey. We'll get better as we go. Maybe next time we'll look more at how handles are put on and what it takes to shape them and bolsters or whatever. Do appreciate you guys watching. We'll put an edge on this someday and cut something. Thanks so much. Love y'all. Now go out and get you some. And this time I mean it. We're going to stop. It's the end of the video. Goodbye.